Hello and welcome. It's Thursday again, so it's time for another evening with. It's not an everyone night, it's just a gang night, so there's not so many people around. I'm doing things a little bit differently again this week. You might have noticed the intro was sort of higher quality and everything's working better like that. The downside to doing it this way that I've just found out is I can't bring up the chat on the bottom of the screen like I normally can on these streams. So for the sake of the difference between that and the ability to do that, I think I'm going to go back to how it was last week, next week, if you know what I mean. So at the moment, I've got full control over everything. I've got buttons and stuff that will do things. But yeah, for now, we'll do that. I'll have to put. At the moment, I can do that.
Slap it on.
But I won't be able to do that so easily next week. But we'll figure a way around it and sort it all out. But yes, for now, it's not just me. I'll go through the who's in the chat in a moment. But first of all, I shall introduce you to my two co-hosts for this evening, or at least for some of this evening. The first one you met last week on the stream here is Nat, Dexterous Crafter. There we go. And I'm outnumbered this week because we have. Well, it only says model making truck. His name's too big. It doesn't fit on. Oh, moment, let me change this. There we go. Now it'll say model making trucker for you. We have Lewis as well. Good evening. I don't know. He's not talking to me now. Hello. There we go. He is working. He's in the middle of his truck at the moment, so he can't hear properly and talk properly, and he's on the wrong type of landscapey portrait picture as well. Just as well Fox isn't here, he'd be all cross and shouting at him for doing it the wrong way round. Yes, so things have changed a little bit this week in how the layout is, but hopefully it will still be alright and you'll still get used to it and it will work. And yeah, it means I can do the gallery a bit better, but I can't do the chat. So looking in the chat, I was going to click on it, but it wouldn't actually do anything. We have Model Making Trucker is in the chat, so hello. Raging Modeler is also here, as is Model Making Mayhem and Dexterous Crafter. And Eric, and that's all me, and then them and me, and some people that have already said, and me, and Eric, and Raging, and Crafter, and Trucker, and Eric, and Michael Storman, sorry. Saying good evening all, good evening, a name I haven't seen in there before, but all new people are always welcome. That's, it's what it's all about. Edward Timber, Graham, Edward Timber, Graham, Edward, Shane, Jamie, Cynical Steve, and Lewis is gone. But I'm sure he'll be back because he's not completely gone. If he completely goes, the whole thing will disappear. He's just turned off his camera by the looks of it. I don't know. Andrew Preston says hi everyone. Nat says hi Steve. She shouldn't be using finger words now. It's mouth words time.
Right. Yeah.
Was that before? Was it?
Yeah, just before.
I'll let you off then. I'll let you off. Mayhem saying he's live from the cab. Nat silenced him from a distance. Yeah, she might have kicked him out. I didn't notice, but it could always have happened. Shane says hello, Lewis, and Swigging Pigs here saying evening all. Good evening, everybody. We've got a fourth have just joined, sort of, maybe. Yes, a little bit. There we go. That balances the screen much more nicely.
Hi,
Ooh, we've got Raging Modeler XD.
Hello.
Super sized, or I don't.
Yeah, that's a more excitable Raging Modeler.
Good, welcome, and hello. Dan Kramer's just come in as well. I was just about to ask if Nat can ban Lewis from the video, then he vanished. Question answered. It's not quite that bad yet.
No, he seems to only to resound. He just text me.
Yes. So, we're here. It's Thursday. In a little while, I'll go across to the gross group. I've got buttons. I forgot I've got buttons. I can push a button to make it appear in chat, but it doesn't appear on the bottom of the screen. The gross group, you can always pop in and join. Post pictures of your works in progress, your current jobs, what you've just done, what you're doing, what you're buying, what you had for lunch. Pretty much anything goes in there, as long as you don't mind it being shown across to the world on the internet. So that's that. Shane's saying hello, Adam. Right. So we'll start off with Lewis, because I don't know, he might have to disappear soon, because it's past his bedtime. So I'll put Lewis on the big screen. And we'll say, hello, Lewis. How you been doing? You're a new addition to the Gross Gang. But we know what you've been doing. You've been around in the groups and stuff. So tell everybody about your stuff and pimp your channels and stuff like that. If you can hear me. Or if you get camera shy and go away. That's always possible. I'll
Bye,
go
Lewis.
back down there then. In that case, we'll go across to Nat, and Nat can tell us about Lewis.
Is my pain in the behind husband?
Yes.
I was saying you can't
I
hear
heard
it
that.
now.
He might have been out here. I can't tell.
Not a lot obviously during the week, but on the weekend he finished his 200mm bust that he starts on his channel for Model Making Trucker. So he finished that, and pictures are in the Gross Group Gallery if everyone wants to have a nosy at.
There we go. We said nice things about you, Lewis. Honest, we did probably. Some week Lewis will be at home on a Thursday night, and he'll be able to do an actual talk, and we'll be able to listen to him, and he'll be in landscape mode, and everything will be okay. At some point, probably, maybe, sometime. But yeah, while he's out on the road, he's lucky to be able to get internet anywhere. So he's here, but might not be talking very much. If you can say anything, feel free to shout and just announce that you're here and listening. But other one,
can you actually hear us, Lewis?
I can
he
hear
might be working
you,
about 5
bits
seconds
of
behind.
you. You're very crackly. I can't hear Chris. I can hear bits of raging.
Hello.
That's about all. I can't hear Chris at all.
That's fine. It's only my stream. It's nothing. I'm not
It's only your
important. That's all right. It's perfectly all right. I understand. That's fine. I'll go across to Raging Modeler then, while he's not paying attention either. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, and what have you been doing?
I have been finishing off my Durnin model, which is posted in the Gross Group, which we'll see shortly. And a little while ago, you may remember me trying to do eyes on a paladin model, which didn't look great. This one, however, I'm very happy with. So I've just finished that. I've got this little guy to finish, more D&D things, and then the big new project came in the mail. Whoa.
That is bigger than I thought it was. When I saw the initial picture of it, I thought it was tiny.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this big. So this is like £15, and there's another one after this. So this is a young adult one, and then you get the gargantuan one, which I'm like, okay, so if that's £15, so it's gonna be like double the size of it. So I'm like, £30 might be worth it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get a larger one. To be like, when I'm playing D&D, like, okay, you face a dragon. Thunk. What do you do?
Why have you brought that big case in with you? Don't worry about the big case. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Pay no attention to this. But no, I finished the Durnin model because I started that earlier this year, I think it was. Wasn't happy with it. Detolled it. Then because it was really thin resin, like the fingers fell off it. I was like, great. So I kept the bar. Which was done, and then I ordered a new one. Then I've just actually got around to finishing him, and I was like, because it's got a white, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to paint white.
Dan is asking if it's a Reaper model.
It's not. It is by Gale Force 9. They do some really beautiful resin kits. They do lots of D&D stuff, and they do Firefly as well. I think, pretty sure they do Firefly, but they have their own games as well. So they have their own models for their own games, and they've got the license for Dungeons and Dragons and Firefly and things like that.
Cynical Steve says he thinks he might have to have one of the big dragons if that's the small one. Yeah,
they're really good. They are. It's like, so at the end of the month, I might be getting an airbrush now, hopefully, because I should be going back to work. So fingers crossed, if I do, I'm going to get an airbrush, which will really help towards doing a big dragon, because brush painting that will be.
You'll need to practice. I've got to practice doing more sort of blending. It's easier with an airbrush than it is with brush painting. Because you can sort of spray a bit heavier and it sort of fades naturally a little bit, but you do need to work on that to get it to look realistic.
Yeah, well, with the Durnin model, with his waistcoat, I did a little bit of blending there. You probably won't be able to see it because it's so small. But I tried to do my best to do so it goes a bit darker, then goes just a little bit lighter, just to kind of give it a shot. So we'll see how that turns out when we get to it.
Good. Dan says that he's yet to see evidence that Lewis knows that he's on the show, because he wasn't actually saying anything or moving or doing it. He's moving. He's definitely alive. It's not a still picture that he's just put up. But
I'm not trying to dead corpse, honestly.
Ted's here, Skipper Scale Models here, saying evening. You're always welcome to join the stream, Ted. You've got the link. Joining the stream today, we have Steve at Totally Scale Models. He's popped in.
Hello, Steve.
He's still got funny coloured hair.
Going out.
I'll put you full screen for a little while, Steve. You can do the introductions and pimp your channel and streams and things.
Yeah,
Feel free.
Yeah, so Steve, Totally Scale Models, hello, welcome. Yeah, so how are you, everyone?
That's not real fish, is it? That's a TV.
It's TV, yeah.
TV of fish. Right, okay. That's all right.
That does look awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
That's okay. I'll put you back off full screen then. That'll do. We seem to have lost Lewis again, but he may pop back, he may not. We'll figure it out at some point.
I'm guessing you just can't get a decent internet connection wherever he is, wherever in the world he is.
Yeah.
Well, he's only Boston, but he's only just outside of Boston, but he's barely getting 3G signal. It was a bit of a hit and miss if he could actually get the signal.
Graham's asking if Steve can talk a bit louder. I can't adjust the volumes individually of people, but he might, move the mic closer or talk out a bit. Or Lewis has come back. We'll see if he's actually come back.
Hey!
Guess he's back again.
We got some words from him. There you
We
go.
have words.
It's starting to cook my phone a bit, so I think it's.
Right,
it's
yes,
going
yeah. Using a
bit
phone for
crackly last
mobile
time.
stuff might melt.
Get a couple of eggs, you'll be right.
Ted's saying he's just doing some editing, so we're on in the background. Well, the background is a fine place for me to be. I'm perfectly happy with the background. That's okay. Mayhem is saying a lot of mobile networks are having signal issues today due to mask burning idiots. Yeah, that might be a problem if you're, say, using mobile data. Then it needs to go through the mobile network, and some of that's not working as well as it should. But other than that, yes. So how's everybody's week been? Have you achieved things you wanted to achieve during the week, or
No.
are you still lagging behind? And
I've been trying to get a bicycle for weeks.
Yeah.
No, I can't get anywhere. I've tried
you started on a new thing though. You started on a Klingon thing, Romulan thing, something.
Yeah,
There it is. Yeah.
my bird of prey. No. It's the
Once again, that's bigger than I expected it to be from the pictures.
yeah, that's just the neck. I've got the body to come back in yet. So, I've put a different camera on. Well, I'll try to, should I say.
It might work. You never know.
Oh,
Oh, look, it sort of works a little bit, although it's gone glitchy. But we can sort of see it. Yeah.
so yeah, and then you've got the main body.
Is that Nat eating crisps or something? Is it? I can hear crinkling packets in the background. It might be Lewis.
Lewis's
I don't
signal, see what is it?
So that's the main body as well to go on there.
Yes, that's definitely a big puppy.
Yeah, it's 2 foot long. Because then you've also got cells to go on the bottom here as well.
And you're lighting it and stuff as well.
Oh yeah, doing my own lighting kit in there.
Yeah.
Stop doing.
I think that was Lewis.
Yeah. Oh, the crinkling stopped, so it was obviously Lewis. It
Yeah.
might have been his phone melting.
Oh, 2 seconds.
Is it going to work? Is it going to work live on the internet? Oh, little flashy light. I can see a flashy light.
Yes, that's one nav light. And then you've got on the front there, but
Is that all lit up? I can't.
they will go
Oh, right, yeah.
in front of that.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
And then you've got a ring up here, the red one. I've just
Oh,
got
yeah,
one
yeah.
off, so you've got like 5 windows in total going around.
But the whole thing's got to be green in it?
It will be green as well. There's about 4 or 5 different greens here. So I've got a couple of LP.
Okay. Dan says he got the proton packs and trap for his 1/8 Ecto one yesterday. They need some mods to be accurate, but they're adorable nonetheless. I'm sure they are. 1/8 is a big, huge scale. Graham has a question. He says, Chris, where did you get the lights for your model? I put myself on the big screen because I like it there. I assume you're talking about that one. It's the LED lighting kit for the 4x4 Extreme Off-Roader that I'm building, the Lego one. And they came off Amazon. There's a couple of different packs on Amazon, and that was the one I picked because it was the one that was on Prime next day delivery thing, rather than having to wait till middle of next month or whatever. But I've looked up Brixmax is a company that are around and have been around for a while. They've got some good reviews and different things. It panicked me a little bit. I bought the box. Hang about. I'll put me back on the big screen. Sorry. I bought the box. Didn't know anything about what it was. It listed all the stuff that was inside it. So I opened the box up and was somewhat shocked to have stuff like that. Just about a dozen of these little bags. And they've all got absolutely tiny things that won't focus on. Very, very thin wires and little strips, and it's all silver at the back so you can't see a thing. Battery packs and LEDs and lights and things. Which I've got to find a way of fitting to the big Lego model. So, yeah, originally my plan was tomorrow I'm going to do a longer than normal stream for the Lego stream and get the kit finished. Originally I was going to do bag 2, or the bags number 2 tomorrow, and then next week do 3, which is sort of finishing off the bodywork, and then working on from there. But because it seems like I'm going back to work on Monday, so streams are going to be changing and less of them and everything else, I thought I'd do a mega stream tomorrow and just get the kit finished, thinking I might be able to put the lights on as I'm going. But looking at it now and looking at the instruction manual, that's just where's the? Is it not the user guide? That's not not a service card. There's another book in here that's, there we go. That one, which it says is just the instructions for that car, and it's basically just pictures of wires and things going in different places and different directions and stuff. And it doesn't mean very much to me like that. So there's no way I'm going to be able to do the lighting for it on a live stream. But what my plan is now to get the kit finished tomorrow, so it works up and driving around, and then I'll record a video of installing the lighting kit to it, because you're meant to be able to do it after the fact. It's meant to be a lighting kit that you can get for the kit you've already got. You don't have to build it along the same time as you're building the kit. So it might mean some disassembly to put bits in and feed wires around and things, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do that afterwards without too much trouble. But I'm going to do it as a separate video, so it will feed in, but it's not going to be live. That's the plan. Steve dropped out, but he's come back, but there he is.
But I've very quickly got someone as well.
Have we got a picture-in-picture, Lewis? Right, yeah. But let me put you big screen, so he's little screen. Hello, Lewis.
Hello.
That seems to be working better than the actual direct connection. So.
Yeah, it was cooking my phone, and that said that there was getting a lot of interference. So,
well, we couldn't really see you moving, but yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get him straight.
Not a problem. Well, it's nice to have you on, even briefly or even in very small picture. But yeah.
Like we say, you're off end of July, so we'll swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have proper visits from you at some point, and it'll all figure out. You're a member of the gang now, so you're welcome on any or all of these evening with streams and things like that. So we'll get to know you better as the weeks go by. And indeed, on your own streams, we want to see more of you doing stuff, as well as the kids doing stuff, but we want to see you doing stuff as well, so,
Me?
Yeah.
I'll just be like head under the camera doing the photo etch.
Yeah, well, move the camera closer as well, that's the, It's all just practice and figuring out where you can get camera angles and things. I haven't got perfect setup for anything yet. I'm still learning and trying to figure it all out, so... I saw the video of Steve doing his building, and he's got his head under his lamp. I thought that couldn't be the best possible way of doing it, because that's just blocking all of his light. But that's the way he works, and it works for him. So,
Talk about lighting, Chris. Have you got to do soldering with that lighting kit, or is it just a plug and play?
It's just plug and play. It's just as it is. There are some flashy light colour changing strips in it, but they just do it when you plug it in. I plugged it into a USB to power it, and it just powered it, and they lit up. It works. So yeah, I'm not getting too technical with it. We have a Spidey Q8, although it looks like we just have a Spidey Q8 in the audio side of things.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you, but we can
I'm
hear
having
you.
camera difficulties. Bear with me, please.
We'll wait. It's all right. We've not got anything better to do. I know a couple of us have got some alcohol to drink while we're waiting, because
I've got
it's an
some
evening
alcohol,
stream.
but you can't see it. But I'm working on the camera. Bear with me.
We know Lewis hasn't got any alcohol because he's in the truck.
Oh, well, that's disgraceful. They should have. There should be like truck safety alcohol or something.
No, coffee doesn't count, Lewis, tonight.
Some settings somewhere here. So.
Apologies to the viewing public as well. Because of the way I've set things up on the stream today, the chat isn't in the same place as normal, so I've got to keep finding it, and I can't bring it up across the bottom of the screen. I'm going to go back to the other way for next week. This one's better for certain things, but worse for other things. So, yeah, I'll still be using a combination of both the Streamlabs software and the StreamYard software and everything. So we'll get it. We'll get it figured out. Dan says the car is about the size of a skateboard. That's the 1/8 XO. Dan also asked Steve something, but Steve's dropped off again, so we can't ask him that. If he's still around or in chat, then he can reply and answer that. Graham will message me on Facebook. By all means, yep, you got that. There's the email address. It's up there somewhere. It's up next to Nat. It's over there. Look, all the way over there, just in that corner. But you can always find me everywhere. I'm around. Dan says this is how she has the ability to mute him. Turns off phone.
Yeah.
Nat needs a tripod stand for Teeny Lewis. Yeah, you can put him on a shelf behind you, like well in the background.
Well, if he's going to stay, I'm going to put him on the arm thing.
Fox is within, but sorting out dinner, so he'll hang out in the chat. It's nice. Fox hasn't even been in the chat for a few weeks, so it's nice to have him even here partially.
Don't forget the details, Fox.
I know he's got some spatulas, so he's probably cooking using them. I think he's got a couple of spatulas by now, yeah. He should be alright.
Question to people in the chat, if I may. Where the hell do you find your camera settings in Windows? Is it Windows 10 this? I'm trying to set it up on the laptop, and I know there's a camera thing in the settings somewhere, but I can find it.
Don't know, the audio's not actually very clear either. But then again, I couldn't hear Nat or Lewis earlier either, so it might be me. Steve's back. Steve had a question, but I can't find it again because I've clicked a button and changed the order of the screens. Steve, someone asked you something. Dan asked you, are you using the Aztec dummy stencils for the Kazinga?
No, I'm doing my own line kit.
Carry on.
There we go. There's an answer.
I bought all my own and everything.
You want
I can't see anything now besides the
Right.
Right.
I'm building my own circuit board because I've got components all there.
So is that going to be doing things on its own?
The main lighting will just be a static lighting with occasionally a couple of flashes, and then like I said, I've got a circuit board here, which is a fade circuit, which will do the front and rear torpedo. So
right, yep.
Fade and then fade out.
Cool. Fox is asking who's got Skype open. That would be Nat. Nat had Skype open with, or Skype-ish, FaceTime or whatever. Because Lewis was here and then he went away, but then he came back on the phone. But he's sort of gone away again now because
he's
So cheers, everybody.
We've got a video. Spid. Cheers, Spid. Yeah.
Cheers, Spid.
Cheers, Mark.
I'm the only one with non-alcoholic. Okay, I'll go away.
Why do they have to make these things so damn difficult?
Lewis says you've got to go have fun all. Good. Bye, Lewis. Nice to briefly chat to you a little bit.
Okay, fine. I won't take it personally.
I'll put Spid on the big screen because otherwise you'll feel left out. And he's also in his kitchen. He's not in his normal dark, dingy cave.
I'm in my kitchen because I am about to make myself some food. So
you've got a spatula.
Cooking.
Meandering in a moment. So I've been a bit busy today, so I've not had time to eat yet.
But you've got a spatula to cook the food with, yeah?
Oh, I've got plenty of spatulas. I will show you my very, very favourite spatula. Right?
It's your favourite spatula?
It's a plastic handle.
You broke it?
And he said, no, it's meant to do that. It's a silicone spatula. It is the best spatula in the world. It was about £2 from some kitchenware shop. And
do scrambled eggs.
This is a kind of spatula that I would have hated as a kid, because as a kid I used to love scraping out the cake bowls when my mum baked, and this spatula being flexible, it gets every last little bit of cake mix out, which is great when you're baking, but rubbish if you're a kid who likes to lick the bowl out, But it's brilliant. I highly recommend everyone get one of these. Doesn't have to be red. You can get them in multiple colours, but go out and get yourself one. You will not regret it, I promise you.
I do have many of them for at work, but I can't show them because they're in my toolbox at work.
Brilliant. They're brilliant.
No, have you not got at least one at home?
Silicone cookware is the best invention ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apart from the cake molds. The cake molds are iffy.
Well,
because if you once you put the cake mix in them, you bake them, and then you pull the cake out, and then you can taste the silicone. It's like, yeah.
You think I've got? I actually made some muffins yesterday, like that. And the ones I've got, a couple of muffin silicone molds. I mean, they literally just pop straight out, and they clean up in seconds. Nothing sticks to them. But there's no aftertaste with these. So.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. It's no particular brand or anything. I can't even remember where I bought them from. I just bought them from a shop somewhere years ago.
It might just be a case of silicone technology coming leaps and bounds since I like to use them.
But it's good. I very nearly bought an Oreo cookie-shaped one from Aldi about a year ago. It was a cake mold in the shape of an Oreo cookie. I didn't buy it, unfortunately. I should have done it. And
I think we found out the reason that Ted's not joining us tonight is because he's only got Yorkshire tea.
Oh, yes, Yorkshire tea.
So, I mean, it's nothing wrong with Yorkshire tea, but yeah.
No, it's not PG. No.
It's supposed to be very, very good, I hear. I mean, I'm not a tea drinker, but up here in Scotland, there is Scottish tea, right? And just to give you an idea of the popularity of Scottish tea, all of the old dears that I used to take for daycare, when I used to take them shopping, we'd go around the shops for bits and pieces, and they'd say, all right, I want tea bags. And you're like, Scottish tea? They're like, oh, God, no, not that mug. Literally none of the locals drink Scottish tea. None, not a single one. I think the only people who buy it are the tourists that come up here. So it must be truly, truly awful.
What would be different about it then? I mean, tea's tea. I know there's slightly different textures and flavours between them, but they're all basically tea.
I mean, I'm not even sure what makes Yorkshire tea. I mean, surely it's not actually grown in Yorkshire. Surely. Is it? I don't know. Somebody who knows that can tell me.
Fox is busy touting Barry's tea as normal.
See, again, Barry's tea, is that grown in Ireland?
I don't know. Probably in Fox's kitchen, as far as I can tell. I don't know anything about that. Graham's asking where Spid is. Do you mean his kitchen, or do you mean in the world?
I'm in my kitchen.
That's in chat. I saw that. That definitely wasn't before we went live.
Oh.
You can use your mouth words while you're on the telly. You have to. You're not allowed to use finger words.
Sorry.
Oh dear. Fox has got at least 5 spatulas, and they're multiple colours. Cheryl C's come in. Mention muffins and everyone looks. You all look like meerkats then.
Quite rightly so. Muffins are important.
Well, there might have been a muffin somewhere. I know I've got a donut downstairs, but that's completely different and unrelated.
I've never actually tried making donuts, but that's something I'd like to have a go at.
I've got a recipe for them. I've got a recipe for quick ones and for ones you can actually let prove. So drop me a message. I'll send you the recipe over.
Yes, please. I would love to try that. Do you know what I really want? Is one of those machines you see at Skegness. You know, the conveyor belts.
That'd be cool.
I don't want the recipe. I just want the actual donuts.
But
these are full of recipes.
You know, machines, Chris. I don't know.
That's not a donut. That was a folder.
You've got
these are all the recipes.
Spits out the donut. It lands in the hot oil. Fries one half. Goes on the conveyor belt and it flips it over. Fries the other half. And then it drops into a big bath of sugar. It's amazing, especially if you can get.
The ones we got downstairs are jam donuts, so I'm still not sure how they put the jam in the middle.
Or if you've tasted fresh made ones,
it's ridiculously easy.
They are the best. They jam donuts pale into insignificance.
Sal's here saying good day, Chris and all. It's 5:28 a.m. here, and he's just woken up. That's too early. Go back to bed for half hour. You'll be all right. We'll come back in a little while. We'll still be here. You'll be all right. Dan says the cable guy is coming to work on our internet, so I'll probably be gone soon. Well, hopefully you'll come back later and it'll be working next week or sometime. Right, let's see if I can push a button and it will make us go over and have a look at the Gross Group gallery time. I don't know about the time. I don't know if people have got pictures in there yourselves. If you have, then stay and talk about them. But by pushing this button, I shall remove us from the stream, although we're still here and we can still see each other. The paying public, or the non-paying public, as the case may be, can't see us. So you're free to, put your drinks on and take your pants off and do whatever you like to make yourselves more comfortable. I'll give you a fair warning before we come back to live cameras. I might come back to live camera and without telling you, but I probably won't. Right, this, I believe, is where we left it last week. With Lee Eagle's car picture things. And then we have Mac Mayhem still trying to sort out his page. I can't figure out how to invite pages to the group. I've tried and it sort of works, but it then sort of doesn't work half the time. So I don't know. If you can't join, unfortunately, you just have to join as your page.
Which I mentioned yesterday. I got an invite from the Boom Hut, like several things.
Yeah, I tried to add it and it didn't let me, but yeah, there we go.
It will not work at all. It keeps bouncing back to my page no matter what I do, and I can't actually search on my page for another page.
I generally don't know what I did to do it. I
don't think it's anything people do. I think it's just the way Facebook's set up. Sometimes it does,
it's
sometimes it doesn't.
It's got to be some kind of setting, but I've gone through all my settings and I cannot find anything. So short of actually...
No, there isn't anything different, because I've been using 2 different pages set up exactly the same, and one of them can join and the other one can't.
Weird.
So it's Facebook playing silly buggers. But anyway, and so Mac or Mayhem, depending on how you want to call him, has been doing a car. I don't know anything more about it because it won't tell me any more pictures than that, but it's a car. It's got a steering wheel. It's not a British car because the steering wheel's on the wrong side.
I'm just going to mute the mic while I'm scrambling my egg. Excuse me.
That looks quite nice. There you go. You can talk about that for a bit, Spid.
Go back one.
He can't. He's gone.
Sorry,
He's put his picture up. Oh, he's not.
I can't see the screen.
Sausages.
It's got sausages and potato and carrots and gravy.
Yeah, that was the dinner I made when my son was here last week. I was busy cooking during the stream, and that was a picture of the dinner that I posted. It was quite literally what you see on the screen. It was roast potatoes and boiled potatoes and mashed potatoes and sausages and gravy and stuff, and it was really, really nice with leftover sausages for breakfast in the morning. It was good.
Why were there leftover sausages? That confuses me.
Because I cooked like all of the sausages that I had.
Yeah, and then you eat all the sausages.
Well, no, I mean, between two of us, it would have, even between two of us, it would have been quite a feat to eat all.
I don't know. I think the meat-veg layout on that plate is leaning towards the veg too far.
Right, I'm going to mute the mic now, so I'll carry on scrambling my eggs.
Okay, I'll continue on. We have Mac with his. Did you win that off eModels? Was that why it's got the eModels sticker on it? I don't know if you're still in the chat, but Chelsea says she knows about Barry's tea because she lives in Ireland. Good reason. Yep.
Oh
wow. Yes, I did. Oh, there we go. Mayhem's still here. Yes. Have you built it yet? Is it done? Is it going to be done in the next picture? Because I don't look through these in advance. I probably should, but I assume that's it in the box, not done. It looks nice. Got some good detail on there, isn't it?
Excuse me.
Not built yet. But there we go. He's got more food pictures. Have we turned into a food group again? Is this gallery just going to be pictures of food?
Wait till I get back to work and I get to bake eclairs and profiterole rolls and
we'll have pictures
and all
of those.
that type of stuff.
Graham. Oh, this was Graham's building Lego because I am. He's first Lego Technic for years, and he's got like the hugest, biggest thing ever. Look at the size of that. That's just mental. I certainly wouldn't have started with that. Mayhem saying you need to send them out when you get the eclairs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dad, Mike Mountain, Scaly Models, has been building, I think, 1/3 scale. Yeah, 1/3 scale weaponry. He's finished the M16. It looks good. You can't tell the scale from it. That's my sign of a good model is if you can't tell what scale it is from a picture. So yeah, that looks lovely. Sal has he not only makes models and does cosplay and stuff, he writes, and this is just the things that he's written, story ideas and other stuff and things. But Lewis isn't here, but Nat can tell us about this. Lewis has been painting stuff.
Oh, he's bust. Bear me 2 seconds. He sent me a text message that I have to read. He's put, it's my 200mm resin midshipman bust, painted with Vallejo paints from Mitch's Military Models. Videos on my YouTube channel, Model Making Trucker.
Oh, pimping. Yeah.
Indeed.
Has he got a button missing? Looks like he's got a button missing. I'd have thought there would have been an even number of buttons, but
I think it's just where his strap comes
it doesn't look like it's there. But
across.
it's not that he's forgotten to paint it. It's just that it's not there. But that might be how that dress shirt works. I have no idea.
Oh, yes, that was finished on Sunday. Bless him.
It's good. Hair. Guns. I think he's got a tooth missing.
Yes.
Right. Cynical Steve Mundy. Maybe the button got shot off, says Ian Thompson. It might well have done, yep. All right, Steve has bought a couple of water pistols, and we all know what he's going to do with the water pistols. He's not going to be playing water pistols with them.
No.
He's going to glue them together in unusual, different ways, cut them to bits, and then turn them into a spaceship. So, yeah. He's obviously playing with different ideas. He said something about needing to figure out what the cockpit was going to be, but... yeah. I don't know how he does it. Sal says that every file marked is a completed story. That's 29 completed stories over 9 years of writing. That's good. I'm not writing creative at all like that, so there we go. Yep, so there's Steve's... I don't know if he's named that one. Have you named that one, Steve? Are you still here? Are you watching? What are the bits from? And I know the water pistols, but I don't know what the rest of it is. Is it washing up liquid bottles and stuff? And they're from something else. Is that the bit you bought an entire Gundam for just for that, or was that something else? Fox says, I'm pretty sure you get that ship from a legendary engram. It's from Destiny, but yeah, it's pretty close. I think I've seen it in Primer. So make the most of looking at it in the fluorescent green and the looking like cut up water pistols, because it won't look like that in a little while. Not yet, no, it hasn't got a name yet. So if anybody's got a good name for that ship for Steve, let him know. Dad's got a search and rescue boat arrived, apparently. 172nd, level 4 Revel kit. Does it come with a helicopter? It does come with a helicopter as well, look. That'd be interesting. You'll see that built soon. Is Spid still in the chat? Is he still here? He's still here, he's just muted his mic, so he's using finger words. That's not on. You're still in the video, you're allowed to use mouth words, Spid.
I'm munching scrambled egg on toast, so hence the finger words. That's my excuse.
Yeah, it's not a very good excuse. Right, there we go. I'm not going to talk about this one.
Yeah, it's I wanted to get this for a while, but it came the other day and I showed it at the start of the stream, and it's just a big, cool dragon with lightning breath. I want to try and get this done for the end of the month. So I'm going to film it, but I might hold off a little bit just so I can try and get some. If I can to get the airbrush, so I can actually do the lightning breath,
Cool.
like slightly transparent. Resin I can brush paint, but I want to make sure it's transparent, and that's just for scale.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big one.
There's a different guy. That's the bartender bloke, isn't it?
Yes, and that's the start of the eyes, which was a bit nerve-wracking to do on such a small mini. And then shortly after this, I tidied it up a bit to bring the skin tone a bit more upwards, and I think shortly after this, you'll see him with pupils. And
yeah, when you get to small scales like that or big scales like that, you can't do proper pupils. Well, most people can't do proper pupils and eyes and things. But,
so
yeah.
think that turned out quite well.
Yeah, it certainly did. I like the look of that. Yeah. I think we see it in situ later, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Philip Prime from Primetime Modelling. He's been doing his lockdown diorama, which I think he's finished now, or almost finished. I don't think I've seen him in chat yet, so he might not be here tonight. But certainly looking good. So the thing is, I haven't got any one thing to say, yes, lockdown, I managed to do this. I've got lots of little bits and things and stuff, but no one project, which I'm sort of sad about, but also been doing other things, so, you know. I like the scenes through windows, and it makes it look more realistic. Carrying the wounded. There we go. There we have Steve's in primer. So I dare anybody to say, oh yeah, that's 2 water pistols, that is. It just isn't anymore. Yeah, I like that. It says hex shot on the side of it, but that's...
It's very good.
Nice. Fox is saying that he's got a genuine Cynical Steve model in his house. He's in quarantine at the moment, though. But yeah, is it? It's not this one, is it? It's something different. I can't remember now. But yeah, it's certainly looking like a spaceship, and that's a different ship, some sort of tank, flying tank thing. I don't know what that used to be. Fox says, I have a name for that ship, but I need to research. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what any bits of that were from. It doesn't say X shot anymore. I covered them up, says Steve. Oh dear, what's it with the finger words, people? You've got mouths, use them.
You were speaking.
I'm always speaking, but I can't not speak. But you feel free to interrupt at any time. I'll talk about this one because this is my picture. This is what I've done this week during my live streams. There's Lego, Nano, and Wood. So tomorrow that Lego is going to be getting twice as big as that. The Nano will be done the week after that, or at least a bit more of it will be done. And next Wednesday I shall be continuing with the wooden mono wheel. I'll put some pictures of them individually. That's the little puppy dog that Lynn sent me. That's the mono wheel from a different view. It's all gears and cogs and stuff inside it. And that's the Lego, which is a big Bluetooth enabled remote control car thing that's quite interesting, and got the lighting kit for it now to put in at some point if I can figure it out.
You know, Chris, with that that dog you've got, I'm so glad it's sticking together for you, because I ordered a Yoshi, Super Mario Yoshi for my friend, and it wouldn't sit together. So about a year later, she gave it back to me, and I used nearly like a half a pot of Tamiya extra thin to make sure it sticks together.
Really?
So it wouldn't stay together, and she lost a rag with it. So I got it back and did it over like 3 days. It took me about 8 hours in total.
No, I haven't had any glue on any of these. The Nano kits do seem to curve. The London Skyline I did had a curve to it after I put it all together. But no, they seem to hold together all right. There are different brands of them around, so...
Yeah, there's all sorts of different... I think now in Buckley originally you get all like third parties. So it's like Lego, you get all the knockoffs and stuff like that.
Sal says I might start to call Steve Dr. Frankenstein, putting bits and pieces together to create life. That's about right, yeah. And Steve says, it was bits of a Primaris Impulsor and a Storm Talon. I call it a Narwhal, a weaponised flying skip. I don't know what a Primaris Interceptor or a Storm Talon is, but there we go. Fox is telling you that he's quarantined stuff, so hopefully nothing's too melty in the package he sent you.
Nothing melty.
Nothing donut.
No donuts. no, nothing melty. Might be a bit spicy.
No spiders. No.
Oh, I couldn't possibly say.
Edward's
finished Rommel's Rod. Not his best work, but at least I finished it. No photo description available. But
I do like
from that one.
Yeah. I do. I've, every time I look at that kit, I think I'd love to build one of those. I do like it.
It's quite good. He's obviously, his driver's not going very fast, so yeah, I quite like it.
It's a fun kit. I like it.
There's got to be a story to it. I don't know why they're skeletons, but
it's a Tom Daniels thing, isn't it? who used to do all the custom stuff.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
I don't know. It's very cool anyway. I like it.
Can I just ask Graham in the chat? Can you just clarify that statement? Is that a threat?
Know where you are now. Yep. These might be outside your window. I'll check. Does my name get approval? Says Fox. Did I miss the name? Wait a minute. I'll go back up.
I saw it.
Oh, right. I christened that ship King of all Cosmos, he says. Don't know. Right. There we go. We're back to the barkeep.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a sword as well.
Yeah, this is behind the bar. Yeah, I just uploaded the images as they were, but as you've gone through, it's just gone from the last one, and we'll go to the first one. But yeah, on the model itself, it had this really intricate pattern on the back of it for the waistcoat, and there's no way I was hand painting that. I was like, you know what, it'll be gold, it'll look nice, and that's in at the front. So I actually painted the bar and base about 6 months ago, maybe more.
All right. Yep. Cool.
And then I wasn't happy with the model, de-oiled him, and then his fingers fell off. I was like, right, great, because I found this with Galeforce, and they do great minis, like really beautiful detail, but very, very breakable. The fingers fell off, so I reordered it, and I sat down the other day and said, right, we're going to start this again. And of course, he's got a white shirt, and everyone knows hopefully everyone knows how much I hate painting in white now, but I think it turned out really well, and I think the blending on the red looked quite nice as well. And I'm still really happy with the eyes, because they were
obviously the scale of it means it's very, very tiny.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it, you'd never look at it as close as you do in that picture.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It's lovely.
I love the moustache. That's an epic moustache.
It's all the things on the face, apart from the actual skin tone. My hands were shaking like crazy. It was like I had a hangover, and I was like, "Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!" Paint, breathe, and I had to keep doing that. Take a deep breath, paint, breathe. Take a deep breath, paint, breathe. Oh, insane. But yeah, really happy with how that turned out.
So we know you're not doing tiny figures for a live stream, Ben, Raiden.
Dear God, no. It'll be big dragon beasties and things like that, and it'll be hopefully vipers with shark mouths.
Right. Well, I shall. That's the last lot of pictures in the picture gallery thing at the moment. So I shall be coming back to the live cameras. So it's time to
Get dressed,
yourselves and get yourselves ready and yep. So we'll come back in the room, and we're back. Right.
3, 2, 1.
Chat was moving too quick. Chat is moving quite quick tonight. I don't know if that's because I can't see it properly or just because it happens to be moving quite quickly tonight. But it's always nice when it does. Yeah, Cynical Steve saying he's not too fond of the name that Fox has decided for it. It doesn't say I used to be a water pistol enough to him. So yeah, it could be like the the hydrocaster or something, or it's got to be something water pistol enabled. I can understand that. Yep.
I think Steve was born out of time. He should have been born in the Lucasfilm early Star Wars days time.
He might have been. I don't know.
No, but, I mean,
I don't judge. Anybody can be any old.
No, I know, but it's making ships for the original Star Wars and stuff. I mean, instead of people building like Fox building the Falcon and saying things like, if you
mean Fox building a Falcon cockpit
of such and such a kit. Instead of that, it'd be saying, now if you look at this bit carefully, you can see it's part of a yogurt pot. It's sold in one big dairy in Los Angeles.
Absolutely, yeah. Fox says resume pants. He's asking the King of all moist. That might work, yes. That's got a certain level of water pistoliness to it.
Here's the name for the ship. I've got to think about it. Aquis Pistolis.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, might work. Cheryl says yes to all kinds of all moist.
No.
We won't go there much. King of all moist.
Let's not have moist talk. It's no.
I don't mind. What's wrong with being moist? Moist is lovely. It's a lovely word. I don't know why people don't like it. It's a beautiful word. Recycled moistness, not so nice, Steve. No, that doesn't. No. No, that's somewhat off-putting.
No, if you're going to have moist, it's got to be fresh moist, not recycled.
Yes, yeah, fresh moistness is always better than recycled moistness.
Definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, you've ruined it now. You've ruined it now, Steve. Sorry, you've just spoilt it for everybody. Oh dear. Right. For some reason, I've been tired today, so I'm fully expecting not to last another half an hour. So if there's anything you'll need to talk about or want to show or pimp or anything,
normality, Chris.
Normality. It might be the fear of things going back to normal.
And that,
yeah.
So you're not actually back just yet.
I'm not back yet. I should be back on Monday.
Right.
So this is my last, the last hurrah, the last weekend off. So yeah.
That's going to be a shock to your system.
Well, considering I haven't had like a Saturday off for years, having like 3 months off has been. It started off as real like shock to the system in that I don't know what's going on sort of thing, and I've got so used to it now that I think it's going to be an equal shock going back.
Yeah,
definitely.
So
I don't feel like I've actually had time off during this. I feel like it's just been, because you can't go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're lucky in that we can do our hobby without going out anywhere.
Yeah,
it's not like our hobby is, plane spotting or.
I mean, it's like here in Kyle where I live. It's a tiny, quiet little village, and usually at this time of year, it's heaving with tourists. And walking down into the village to go to the shop, there's literally three. There's the chemist open, there's the post office open, and there's the co-op open. That is it. Nothing else is. And walking down into the village, it's like going into the village in winter, but with sunshine. It's the weirdest thing. There's nobody. There's not a soul around, and it's so strange. And of course, only going out to get essential bits of shopping and stuff. It's so bizarre.
It is very strange. My road that's the other side of that window there, the road I live on, doesn't go anywhere. It's not a close, but it doesn't lead to anything. So there's not normally much traffic down it. But the last few months, there's been almost no traffic down it. It's literally you've been sitting there and you think, oh, I just heard a car go past. And it's a big event. But there's traffic. Yeah. It's just very strange. But it's come to the point, I don't know, where was it? A couple of weeks ago, we were meant to, the 1st of June was meant to be the things start to open up day. But a few days before that, it was a case of, no, it's going to be a couple more weeks. At that point, I was thinking, no, I'm not quite finished with this yet. I could do with, a bit more time off. Now, I'm getting to the other side of that and thinking, yeah, I'm ready for things to start to ease back to normal. So it seems to be just the right amount of time for me.
I know my son is actually missing going to school, so at this point, it's serious.
Well, Nat's kids have gone back to school and they loved it, apparently.
Yeah, they started back yesterday, but they literally, I dropped them off at 9:15, pick them up at 12:15, and they are just loving being back at school.
Yeah, well, it's they've not got a definite confirmed date for my son yet for Scotland. It's they're speculating August, I think they're speculating.
August.
Yeah, but he is bored stiff. I mean,
well, everything seemed to work just right for the lockdown because Animal Crossing came out.
Yes, it did.
So
it did.
That was a month. That was fine. Disney Plus launched, so I've been able to catch up on everything. I've watched all the Avengers films again and catched up on all the Mandalorian and stuff like that. So everything seemed to be just sort of timed right for that happening.
Season 3 of Killing Eve because of the whole lockdown thing. So I'm
didn't do that, but yeah.
Well, the thing is, before lockdown happened, I had a week off at the end of March. Or was it end of we went in lockdown end of March?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had a week off there, which I was like, I'm gonna have a week off work because I want a break from the kitchen and I just want to go away and do things. And I had the base expo, which was great. And then it's like, okay, fantastic, I'm on holiday. Woo! We're in lockdown. No. And then it's been so long that my parents were meant to be going away, like this week we're in now. And my boss called me up this other day and said, hey, head office saying, can everyone take at least 1 week holiday? I know this was going to be your week off anyway. Do you mind us taking it as holiday? I'm like, no, go for it, because it's going to be off anyway. I get full pay for it. So I'm like, I'm on holiday again. It's really weird. But like the first week I was fine, even though we couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't do anything. I was fine. I was like, this is not an issue. I am enjoying my holiday. Pretty much how I would have spent it, doing nothing, just not being in work. But then the following Monday, I was like, oh wait a minute. Oh, what do I do? I was like, oh, but the lockdown hasn't been too bad. I've had good days, I've had bad days dealing with it, as I'm sure we all have. But done a lot of practice, read a lot of books, started a YouTube channel, did a lot of painting. So I can't say it's been all that bad for me personally, but it has been some very trying days when it's like, hey, I could go out, but I can't.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very strange. I'm not one for going out anyway. I'm happy to stay at home and watch telly, so it's been fine for me in that respect. I haven't done as much as I think I should have. I was talking about this on one of my other live streams during the week. I've done a lot of live streaming. You may have noticed.
It's only because of you I know what day it was.
That to begin with, I didn't know what day it was, but then I started doing regular things on regular days in the live streams, and that's helped me keep track of what day it is as well.
Funny, now you mention it, I did notice that you might have done 1 or 2 additional streams to what you would normally do.
1 or 2 normal ones, yeah. I think I've managed like 20 of the lockdown live stream series, as well as starting the new Wednesday wooden things, and yeah, it's
actually been really entertaining. It's filled a lot of sort of gaps in the days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, people seem to watch them, people seem to enjoy them, so I keep doing them. But obviously, going back to work, time's going to be shortened down, so there will be fewer going forwards. But there's still going to be more than there used to be back in the day. So
I think you should start doing. What was that film with Matthew McConaughey, where he was being filmed all the time, everywhere he went?
I don't know.
It's quite an old
I
one.
probably do know, but I can't place it.
It's quite an old one now, but it was kind of like a reality TV thing, and they filmed him everywhere he went, and he was just some guy from like the south of America, or some like blue collar worker. But yeah, you want to do something like that? Just have like a 24/7 live stream.
Just carry a camera on the back of your head. No, I don't think I'll be doing that.
Strapped to a selfie stick on your head or something.
Well, the thing is,
yeah, I don't think so.
What's else is like, we've all suffered a loss of mojo at some point during all this. We've all lost a bit of mojo.
Yes.
But when like you and Fox were doing live streams and stuff like that, or you were painting, I was like, I want to do a bit. And then I've just got watching it. It's like I'm going to do that miniature now. I'm going to get the base coats done, or I'm going to at least do the wash, and then I'll just do a bit. And then it's like, okay, that's the live stream of it. It's like, wait, what? And I've been here for 2.5 hours. Like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done very much more on the Baneblade. That is my big ongoing project. I haven't really started doing the E-Models motor wagon thing. It just feels like I haven't done anything, but I've done lots of bits on the live stream. I've done that whole wooden aviator thing and countless Lego kits and nano kits and things like that. So there's stuff been going on.
Yeah. Well, I had like 6 books I thought I was going to read. That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. I just binged what Netflix, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime, and did a bit of painting and read some comics. I was like,
yeah,
I've read one in the book I've got before pre-lockdown. I've read like 2 chapters and like, well, that didn't go to plan.
Books, if you like horror kind of stuff, just through an offer through my Kindle thing, because of the whole lockdown, I got a series of books from a guy called Ian Rob Wright. And I read one of them called The Final Winter, which is really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I recommend that one, The Final Winter, Ian Rob Wright.
I've been reading old Forgotten Realms books, like old D&D books from like the 80s and 90s. So I got a full series of books, and then I've got another one. I was like, yeah, not really goes on. But I've really enjoyed it. But my issue is normally when I'm going to read, I don't read at home. I normally go to a cafe or the pub and have a coffee and sit in my comfy little corner, and I've got no distractions. gestures
Yeah.
generally to the world around us, which seems to be burning.
Fox says he found it vastly amusing that all the people that ribbed him for never knowing what day it is were suddenly, oh wait, now I understand. Yes, I'm guilty of that. And Ted says, I should point out that it's just like retirement. Wait until you get there. Yeah, I think I'm ready for retirement. I don't dread it as much as I used to, because I think I can find time to fill the days and everything else.
You might actually change your Beyblade.
Because you can actually go out as well. So, you know.
I can't wait for it because obviously Connor and Paige will have flown the nest, so it'll be me and Lewis time instead of chasing around after a 4 and 5-year-old, keeping them entertained.
Graham says he started watching all the Three Stooges again, and he had sore ribs watching them. Yeah, it's time to kick back and watch all of things that you've not seen for ages, or have a nap in the afternoon.
Disney Plus. I went on that. I was like, I'm just going to get it to watch The Mandalorian. I was like, that'll be it. Oh, they've got the X-Men cartoon, they have the Spider-Man cartoon, they have this old movie. So I was like, well, I'm just going to keep it then. And then my mum and dad were like, can we watch? I'm like, yeah. And they were like, yeah, definitely keep this. I was like, right. And made them their own account on it. I was like, fair enough.
Yeah, I say I've gone through, watched all the Mandalorian. I've watched all of the Avengers films from the original Iron Man up to the latest one. I haven't gone through all the Star Wars films again yet, but I know them all backwards anyway, so that's all okay. I've watched a few of the shorts, and I finally got round to watching the last Toy Story film that I'd not seen as yet, but watched them all up to there on through that, and yeah, it's definitely paid for itself over the year already, so very happy with Disney Plus. AJ's come in saying, evening all, sorry I'm late. You're quite late, but you're okay.
Hi, AJ.
Ted says he's too old for DIY. Get a little man in. We're not going to ask about your little man, Ted. We won't. No, we've not had enough alcohol to start talking about Ted's little man. Fox says that he refers Ted to the honourable gentleman to the small matter of the entire loft he's just converted. Yeah, I'm sure he did get people in to do that as well a little bit, maybe. But yeah. Is everybody all right with everything, or anything else you want to talk about, or
I
I
have
go to bed?
a little bit of pimpage to do.
Absolutely, pimp away. I'll put you front and centre. There you go. Pimp away.
It's a bit of family pimping, actually.
Lewis might not be watching. You can probably get away without mentioning him.
On a Monday, it's on Lewis's channel, so it's Model Making Trucker. But at 3 o'clock on a Monday, Lewis is starting, hopefully, a regular live stream at 3 o'clock on a Monday. So he's hopefully getting Lewis and the 2 kids building again on Monday. Fingers crossed, if we get the deliveries that we're expecting.
Oh, was he not doing Sunday? Was that changed?
Well, we discussed the Sunday before. Well, it's too early.
Too early on a Sunday, right? Okay.
So no, we've officially decided it's going to be 3 o'clock on a Monday. So it's Monday Mayhem at 3 o'clock on a Monday. So hopefully, like I say, postage arrives. It's going to be Lewis and the 2 kids building.
Good. When's your live stream then?
I'm impatiently waiting for my 2 deliveries. So as soon as they come, then I'm going to start getting planned. But,
fair enough. Yep.
But no,
that's right. You can't really do a live stream until you got the stuff. So we'll let you off for that one. But
thanks, Hobbycraft.
Fair enough.
I'm awaiting
any other pimpage?
And you can pimp me, but just like and subscribe to the model.
I can subscribe, except it hasn't got the XD on the end of it, has it?
No XD. Yeah. There we go. I'm actually waiting for a package. I'm not going to be doing live stream because I don't have the space. Because where I am now is all, apart from this, Lego, it's all music equipment, and I'm not taking this apart. It's too much effort and it's too heavy. But I am awaiting a package which has been lost in mail, unfortunately. So I'm hoping it does arrive, because that will be the Viper Mark II and Mark 7 from Rebel. Yeah, and I'm going to do my own custom thing on it, my own decals. I'm going to give it a shark mouth as Fox, obviously.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's somewhere lost in the mail. So if it arrives, fantastic. If not, it doesn't. But hopefully it will at some point. I mean, I've had packages lost in the mail and they've turned up 6 months later. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully they do turn up, because I did have great plans for them and I was really excited about doing them.
Absolutely. Well, when it does obviously pimp it everywhere and let everybody know that
Oh yeah,
the
definitely.
videos are around and stuff and things. Spid, your turn. You're next on my list. Any pimping to do?
I have got my Yamaha R1, which is still just part built. I really need to get back onto that. I'm kind of fancying building a car next, but I really want to finish the bike before I start another kit. And my mojo has been sadly lacking for some time, especially through this lockdown. I've just not been feeling it at all. But yeah, I want to get back onto that bike and finish it. I was really excited when it was first released. I actually pre-ordered it, and then when I got it, I started it with like much excitement, and then it was just. And recently, loads of people have been going crazy because Tamiya have just launched a new Honda Fireblade, and I'm looking at it thinking, God, I wish they'd just launch some older bikes that I grew up, like sports bikes of the '80s, which were my thing, which were what I used to ride, and I mean what I've, my certain iconic ones, my own ZXR 750. I would love a model of that, and they've never ever made a model of it. Hasegawa have only recently made a GSXR 1100, which is another really iconic sports bike of the 80s. But I wish Tamiya would start making some older ones, because all the new ones, they're like new cars. They're just like jelly molds. They're all the same shape.
All right, yeah, of course.
But yeah, I do
stuff.
want to get back onto that Yamaha, and I'm fancying building a car kit next. And I think I'm probably going to build. I've got a Hasegawa old model Nissan Skyline, the square boxy one, and I think I'm going to go with that.
Cool. Well, let us all know when you do.
Okey-doke.
And last but not least, we've got Steve still here. He's popped in and out throughout the stream, but he's here at the moment, I think. Yes, he is. He might be on freeze frame. Oh, he's watching a video. when you're finished, it's fine.
He's scrubbing through it.
What have you got to pimp? We can't hear you.
Ooh.
No, can't hear a word you're saying, though. You might have to pimp in interpretive dance.
A bit stuttery.
You use the typing words.
I think it's like it's using up all your bandwidth. It's the videos you're streaming in the background. That's what it is. You've been sitting there watching
It's
YouTube.
playing Animal Crossing in the background.
Have you muted yourself because
I
you're
was
watching videos?
I was playing Animal Crossing earlier on.
I'll take you off the screen because you're still there. But when you come back and talk to us, you can talk to us.
I've not even seen it. Well, I don't have any game playing devices, but loads of my friends keep raving about it. Like Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Wii and Nintendo.
I've always been a gamer ever since I was a kid. Just played from Commodore 64. It's like, love it.
Cheryl's asking Nat what you're working on right now.
I am working on. I can quickly get the hoop off. Just about finished. Jemima.
Hey.
Cool.
Oh, very nice.
So I've got I've got 3 French knots to do. This hand.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I have a question for Nat, actually. A question that you may be able to answer.
Go on.
Is it hard to learn to crochet?
Yes. I can't crochet.
The reason I ask is I've seen an advert on my Facebook feed, and it's this chunky cat. It's literally just like a round ball with little stubby legs and a tail, and it's like super cute and adorable. And it's a crochet kit.
I
want to make one of those, but I've never. I don't know anything about crocheting.
Cheryl C in the chat says she loves it, and she says no, it's not. I crochet. So there we go. Cheryl will be starting her YouTube channel.
You need to upload me a video of how to start crocheting so I can get my chunky cat kit.
Cheryl C will obviously be starting a Learn to Crochet YouTube channel, so keep an eye on that.
I'm the first one to subscribe. I can knit.
Foxy's telling Nat that obviously you're waiting for your Bane Blade to arrive, but
not a chance. So I have looked on. I have been nosing on Games Workshop, and the other link he sent me. I have been nosing. So,
Phil Lewis is around. He says I've been dividing my time between this stream and my club's Facebook video meeting, and doing neither very well. That's okay, but this one's less interactive, so you can get away with just having this on in the background. Like Ted's just got something in the background. He's all right. That's that. Graham's got the 1/6 Harley Davidson, but had to sell it. He's looking for it again. Fox's gran used to crochet all the time. She was rubbish. He's got a 3-legged pullover to prove it.
the Harley Fat Boy. That's a really nice kit. I'd like one of those, but they're so expensive when you see them now. So expensive.
Yeah. And Fox says, Nat, looking is the first of many steps. So, yeah, that is the first one.
I'm definitely saying no to the Baneblade. But, like I say, I've got my Chimera on the...
Well, the other one Ted had was it a Hydra? The first one that he got.
Yeah.
That's like the entry.
We've had Hello Kitty tanks and things, so why not?
Yeah.
Why not Puddle Duck?
Oh, yeah, we saw this one that Nat did, yep. Yeah, but you need a vehicle. A vehicle's the real entry into it.
Get a Titan.
A what?
Ted says, don't forget Baneblade with him on Sunday. Yes, Ted is stealing my Sunday slot to start his Baneblade.
Did he decide which scheme he was going with? Did he decide if he was going with Warhammer or with World War II?
It's going to be a while before he has to paint it, so I don't think we need to worry yet. Right. Yes. So I'm going to call that a night tonight. I shall remove each of you from the stream individually, and then close up and finish off. If you want to hang around in the backstage area, then by all means, I'll be along in a little while. If you do want to go, then just go. That's fine. I don't mind either. So Spid's the last one on my list on the screen here. So thank you very much for joining us, Spid.
Thank you for
See you
having
another
me.
time.
Bye, Spid.
Bye, Spiddy.
Then we have the Raging Modeler XD. I don't know what's the XD mean. Does it mean anything?
It's
Is
just
it across the
smiley,
eyes face
just
or
smiley
something?
happy face, like, yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for joining us again. See you
Thank you
soon.
for having me. You will do. Later.
And then we have Nat, the Dexterous Crafter. Thank you very much for joining us again this week.
Thank you very much for having me.
We'll probably get you and Lewis at the same time, sometime, both on camera, but it might happen. You never know.
No, well, I know we've only got one computer at the moment, so I've said because I'm at home during the week.
But you have to sit next to each other. That's the answer then.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Right. Well, thank you for joining me. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye bye. And me. Yes, things are changing this week, as I mentioned. Tomorrow, I'm having the big mega Lego day of afternoon of fun and plastic. So from 1 PM tomorrow until I finish, I'll be building the 4x4 Extreme off-roader. And then when I've finished, at some point, I'll be putting the lights on it. But yeah, there we go. And then, where are we? That was Friday, wasn't it? So Saturday, nothing happening. Sunday, all of the streams happen except for me. This Sunday we have, as far as I'm aware, Dave and Colin will be here at 12 o'clock, not 12:30. They start a little bit earlier now, 12 o'clock. Fox will be around at 3. Dad will be around at 6:15 normally. You might tell me if I'm wrong, but around there on Scaly Models channel. And then at, I believe, 9 o'clock, Ted will be here. Let me just make sure I can see the chat in case anyone's shouting at me and saying what times I've got wrong and stuff. Yes, I think 9 o'clock, Ted will be on Skipper Scale Model channel doing his Baneblade. At some point, the week after, it will be me instead of Ted, and then it will be Ted, then it will be me. Sometime we'll do some sort of joint split screen shenanigans, so me and Ted will both be joining you one week, but not this week. Monday is eModels Monday, back to normal. Things might be back to normal. I'm back at work, so I might be tired or napping. I'll probably be doing the buttons as well, so I might just nap quietly in the corner and let the three of them chat amongst themselves. Tuesday, I have no plans to stream on Tuesday. As I say, I'm back at work, so not during the day. The Nano will be happening on the Friday, so things are moving around a bit. Wednesday should still be Wooden Wednesday, and it will be later on. I don't know exactly what time. I'll figure it out and post it up so you can see exactly what's happening then, but it won't be lunchtime. Thursday will be an evening with the gang once again, so hopefully some people, the same people, different people, who knows who's going to join. That's for the fun of it. But someone hopefully will join me and we'll just hang around and chat for another hour, an hour and a half. Friday, as I say, will be Nano, assuming I get the Lego finished, which I'm pretty sure I will. I'll be continuing that little Nano dog that Lynn sent me. And then we're back, all round again and doing more things as we go. Just have a quick look at the last bit of chat. Cynical Steve says, cheers Chris and the gang. Swigging Pig says, night all. Fox says, good night everyone, take care, see you soon, and wash your damn hands, you monsters. Michael says good night. Spid says good night, and he says wash your hands, but he was here saying it as well anyway. Nat says night everyone, because she did that when she was here on the camera as well. Steve's there saying we're on Saturday at 8 PM. Alright, Steve, Totally Scale Models. I believe on Totally Scale Models channel, but it might be on the Officer's Mess or Carl's Making Models. They're doing their Saturday night. I think they do it every other week. So this week is obviously a time for them. They're on Saturday at 8 p.m. Nat says Monday Mayhem with Lewis at 3 p.m. Yes, indeed. Don't forget that one. Ted says night always back to painting the Titanic. Shane says good night everyone. Mayhem says monsters for some reason. Spid's eagerly awaiting a Titanic update. And Steve says Totally Scale Models, my channel every week. This week. Well, okay, yeah. So it's on Totally Scale Models channel, and it sounds like it is every week. So yeah, keep an eye on those channels. You know where everything is. Graham's asking Ted, when is the Titanic build be live? I don't know that he's going to do it live, but he'll be putting a video up on the Models channel and his own at some point when he's got enough content to say that. Right, that's it for me. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, and I shall see you tomorrow from 1 p.m. here, right on this channel here, when I'll be doing some Lego. So come and watch me do that. See if I manage to get it finished. It might be a long stream, so settle in, make sure you're comfortable before, have some dinner, have something to drink ready, and I'll see you there tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Good night.